Hello there and welcome back to the Indian Insight channel. In this video, I am going to demonstrate to you a technique to do comparative sector analysis. That is a technique to help you choose which sector will do well by comparing two sectors. This is going to be a very interesting video. You won't find this kind of analysis anywhere, either on YouTube or in most books. This is going to be special. This technique is different from another technique that I covered last year for sector analysis, where we analyze the constituents of the index to form a view on the index and the sector. In contrast to that, in this video, we are going to directly compare two sectors. For example, you can try to compare a sector index like IT with Nifty IT with Nifty 50 or Bank Nifty with Nifty, and you can form conclusions which sector is going to outperform Nifty. Similarly, you can compare one sector to another directly. For example, in November, I shared a video where I compared Bank Nifty with Nifty Pharma. And if you would have seen that video, you would have been happy with the prediction made in that video because that came true to quite an extent. And so some people even left some questions on that video. So I thought I will make a detailed video on how to do comparative sector analysis, how to decide between two sectors where you should invest money, which is the better sector to invest money. Because as a retail investor, you have limited money. You are not a fund manager who is getting SIP inflow every day. So you have to be very efficient with your capital, and you can afford to be very efficient with your capital. And for this efficiency, the content in this video and the conclusions we will draw from this analysis will simply blow your mind. So I am going to now start with the analysis. Let's first compare. Let's say you want to see if Bank Nifty will outperform Nifty 50. So I'm using TradingView. In TradingView, on the professional plan, you can calculate these ratios. So I've selected Nifty 50 and let's say I divide it by Bank Nifty. So I get this ratio here. This ratio has been bullish since May of 2023. Post-COVID period, that is after the COVID fall, Nifty wildly outperformed Bank Nifty till September of 2020. Those who know Elliott wave, those who are my students of my Elliott wave course, they may recognize that this is a looks like an impulse wave, and then we have had a correction, and now we have formed some kind of a triple bottom here, right? And we are again trying to go up. So from this simple analysis, we can say that yes, broadly Nifty is outperforming Bank Nifty, and it is likely that it will continue to outperform. Basically, Nifty will continue to outperform Bank Nifty, and Bank Nifty will be probably a laggard compared to Nifty. Even if you know simple technical analysis, you will see that there has been a trend line breakout here, and there has been another longer term trend line breakout here. This is a weekly chart of this ratio. So if you draw the trend line, you will see that yes, we have broken out of this trend line. So this whole move is over, and now we can expect this ratio to go higher towards this high here. So again, with simple analysis now, you could have concluded that Nifty is very likely to outperform Bank Nifty. If you have the intensity, if you like, what you can do is you can compare every sector with Nifty by forming these ratios, and then you will have a list of sectors that are likely to outperform the benchmark index Nifty. Similarly, what you can do is compare two sectors directly. For example, you can compare Bank Nifty to Nifty IT. Let's do that. So this is a chart of Bank Nifty compared to Nifty IT. Here again, since 2020, we have seen that Nifty IT has outperformed Bank Nifty. Now you should also see that this is telling you what has been happening post COVID. COVID was a life changing experience for many people. COVID was has reshaped our economy in many ways, and this trend from the COVID period till December 21 was clearly Nifty IT outperforming Bank Nifty. And for obvious reasons, because the banking sector was in relative stress, while IT services and IT products consumption went up drastically, IT adoption went up drastically. So this chart itself is telling you how IT adoption went up. And now we are again basically this trend may be resuming because we have again broken below an important trend line here, and again we may expect this pre-COVID whatever outperformance of Nifty IT was there to come back. Now, of course, when you do this analysis, you should also question fundamentally why it might happen. For example, a lot of you might say that how can IT companies outperform when we are hearing news of layoffs? So there have been layoffs, and the hiring outlook is also not great. So then you should also realize what is happening within the IT sector, the new developments with respect to artificial intelligence. And when you look at that, you may have to conclude that there may be greater efficiency that will come within these companies, these IT companies, and maybe they will be able to accomplish much more using lesser number of people. And so while till now we have been used to the fact that when IT industry does well, there are a lot of jobs that get created in the IT sector, but now that scenario may be changing and more efficiency, labor efficiency may be coming in the IT industry going forward because of all the different tools that are coming up in the market. And that may mean that IT companies may be able to deliver more using lesser number of people, and so they may be able to post good results going forward in, let's say, next 2 or 3 quarters. So that may lead to IT sector outperforming the bank Nifty. Another question you should probably, from a fundamental perspective, you should ask is why bank Nifty might outperform when the economy might do well. In that case, again, you should be aware of the changes that are coming globally. Because see, banks were owned heavily by FIIs, and FIIs don't just look at India, they have other options as well. And while India may be the best growing economy, the fact is banks globally are facing tough competition from technology sector. And I'm not talking about payments bank or anything. I'm talking about cryptocurrencies, more specifically Bitcoin. Bitcoin ETFs have been launched. Many ETFs have been launched in US. And now an FII has an option to allocate to something like Bitcoin, which is a direct competitor to the banking sector. For those of you who know Bitcoin, you know it's a trustless network. It works 24 hours 7. The network has never had a downtime in last 13, 14 years of its existence. Bitcoin is also a cheaper wire transfer option for sending money from one country to another, especially if you are sending decent sums. Then Bitcoin is a much cheaper option to transfer money. Because of its limited supply, it is a great store of value. So, in going forward, in the next few years, increasingly, people will have to choose allocating between a sector and Bitcoin. Something like a Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, which is the future of the world, or you go with these legacy systems, which is the banking sector. I'm not saying the banking sector will go away, but for some time to come, you will see that increasingly people allocate their money to cryptocurrency, to Bitcoin, through ETFs. In fact, institutional money moving from sectors that are getting challenged by these cryptocurrencies, which is basically technology. So, this challenge from technology is driving people away from the banking sector to cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. And last example, we'll compare Bank Nifty with Nifty Pharma. I posted a short video on this in November. I'll share the link of that video in the description section so that you can verify for yourself. Of course, a disclaimer is in order. I am not registered with SEBI as a research analyst. I am registered with AMFI as a mutual fund distributor, and this video is for educational purposes only, to teach you a technique that I think you will find very useful. So this is the chart of Bank Nifty versus pharma sector. I last posted a video in November, somewhere around here. After my video, there was a slight rally in this ratio, but from this 21-week MA, the moving average, we saw a sharp fall. In that video, I had clearly said that we are likely headed to the prices around here. And as you can see, we have had a substantial fall, and that's because Bank Nifty is underperforming pharma. So our conclusion was very clear that Nifty Pharma is likely to outperform Bank Nifty. And this was again a trend that gained momentum during or after COVID. And from the COVID crash time to around September of 2020, we saw a sharp rally or sharp outperformance in pharma sector compared to Bank Nifty. And I think again we are going to see this continue for some time. So this is going to be our first target, and the second target is the low around September 2020. Now, if you are a student of technical analysis, then you would recognize this is a kind of a wedge pattern that is forming here. And because of this, my conclusion was that we are probably headed towards the low here. The low here is around 2.408, sorry, 2.2793608. So this is the low, and we are probably headed there. So Nifty Pharma performance is likely to continue, and Bank Nifty is likely to underperform compared to the pharma sector. If you want to take your analysis further, what you can also do is compare the leaders of each sector. So the leader of Bank Nifty will be a company like HDFC Bank, and the leader for the pharma sector is going to be a company like Sun Pharma. And you can compare and see which stock is likely to outperform. You can create a similar ratio like the one shown here, and then you can conclude as to which stock is more likely to perform going forward. And this analysis would help you in efficiently allocating your capital. With this, we come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. So please remember, if you enjoyed, please like the video, please press the subscribe button, and please share this video with your friends so that more people can benefit from this, and maybe I could get a few more subscribers and create few more videos for you. With this, we come to the end of this video. Thank you for watching.